Welcome everyone. This is Friendship Focus. I'm Barbara Marcum, and with me today is Alexis Bosker, and she's from Nankin Transit. And I really I did a couple of shows, or not a couple years ago, but I think this is very important to continue to offer the information to the community. Nankin Transit is an essential program that we have that allows people to stay connected with their community, allows them to remain independent. Things have changed a little bit. I was with the city for 28 years, and when I first came, Nankin Transit was $1 a ride. Okay, that obviously had to change. You know, we know with gas prices and operating expenses and everything else that just wasn't financially feasible anymore. So the rides are $3 each way, which is, when you think you don't have to pay insurance on your car or maintenance or anything, is a pretty good deal. But we love Nankin Transit. So tell me, what is Nankin Transit and who is able to use this service?
So Nankin Transit is a busing system for senior citizens and disabled individuals in 5 communities. So we service Wayne, Westland, Garden City, Inkster, and Canton Township. You must be 55 or older or disabled of any age, and we will take you anywhere within our 5 communities. And then we also take you outside of our borders about 1 mile for medical or work opportunities. And then we also service to St. Mary's Hospital in Livonia.
Yeah, when I was talking to Jim earlier about that, there was a Henry Ford over there on, let's see, it was Haggerty.
Yep, Haggerty and Ann Arbor.
Yes, and so it was like, well, you know, can't we go there, because they ended up closing some things that were close to here. And he said, well, we can do a point of destination.
Yep.
And I said, the hospitals are really important, you know what I mean, for the seniors. So you have St. Mary's and then Henry Ford both. That was great.
And that's actually within our borders. So we can go to that Henry Ford that's at Ann Arbor Road in Plymouth.
And Canton was the last community to be added.
Yes, we added them in about 2018. Yeah. And so we have had them here for quite a bit now, almost, what is that, 5 years?
Yes.
Maybe 6. And 6 or 7 years, actually that's 7 years. So they have been with us for 7 years now, and it has been a huge addition, and it has allowed all of our community members to go so much more. We have 72 square miles that they're able to go that are just our communities themselves, and we're able to take them from Westland to Canton, and people from Canton to Westland, Garden City, Inkster, all of these places. And it's been really great for them to be able to go all of these places and have some kind of control over where they can go.
And flexibility.
And flexibility, yes.
Because Canton is a huge community, so is Westland. Mm-hmm. So, you know, being able to have access to all of these communities right in their service area within 25 miles of where they are, I think is wonderful.
Oh yes.
Especially like for doctors and everything. It's like it gives them more not flexibility, but more access to services. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really wonderful. Okay, so this probably hasn't changed. When I used to talk about Nankin Transit before, I said it's important that you call before you need a ride. Hopefully this will give them all the information that they need, but if they call in, why is it important that they register before they request a ride?
Yeah, so they can call anytime we're in the office. There's somebody in the office starting at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, and we're there till about 5:30, and they can call, give us their information, where they live and their phone number, date of birth and things like that. Just some general demographic information, especially like their mobility status is important too, because if we need to have a wheelchair lift for them, or just they need the lift in general because they can't walk up the stairs of the bus, like we want to be able to have all that information, and then we can book them trips starting after that. If they know right then that they have a trip coming up, and when they're registering, we're happy to book it then. But again, if they just want to call, register, so that when they are ready and need to book their trips, they're already in our system and we can assist them just quickly with a quick phone call.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about the hours. Mm-hmm. Okay, by 7 o'clock. You do some rides for people with disabilities in the
Yes.
morning. So let's talk about when you can schedule a ride for.
Yeah. So our first shift of drivers, they go out at 7 a.m., but they do a run to STEP, which is services to enhance services to enhance potential, and they are a wonderful organization there that's on Vinoy Street, and we bring residents from all 5 of our communities that we serve to STEP, and then we take them back home in the afternoon. So for the first hour, about the 7 to 8 o'clock hour, we're doing those 6 runs, and then we get back onto the road for our general trips. So starting at about 8:05, we are getting back on the road, and we could start having pickups, but we can't usually get you to your destination, especially if it's like dialysis
Early.
or like work, before like 8:45, 9 o'clock.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let's talk a little bit about when you are not available. Let's talk about weekends and.
Yes, so we are closed on the weekends, but we do have a wonderful voicemail service. So if you leave us a message, we usually get back to you right away on Monday morning. And then we are able to take whatever information you gave us in your voicemail and help get you situated, whether it's to cancel a ride or to book a new ride. And then we are also closed on 13 major holidays, and we close
Generally when the city is closed.
pretty close. I think it's 13, so it starts. Jim can do this a lot better than I can, but it's
That's all
like
right.
New Year's Day,
Right.
Martin Luther King holiday, Good Friday, and then we have Memorial Day,
4th of July.
4th of July. No, we have Juneteenth, then 4th of July,
Okay.
and then we have
Labor
Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then New Year's Eve are the holidays themselves. We also close the service down between the Christmas holiday and New Year's. So our service will be closed and we will not be in service, but we usually have a voicemail that says we're closed and what day we'll be back, so that we can get to your calls and book your rides for the new year.
Yeah, I think those are very reasonable hours and people know ahead of time.
Yes.
Major holidays, we don't even have to go there, you know what I mean? But for sure, between Christmas and New Year's, that's important.
It's kind
to
of
know,
a
too.
special case. So we have this little Christmas break, as we call it, and
Yeah.
and the service closes down. But we do have the ability. So for our Wayne, Westland, Garden City, and Inkster residents, they are able to call SMART in that break, and they cover the service area during the break when we're closed.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So, you're not open on weekends.
No.
They can schedule a ride between 8 o'clock. Oh, what's the last ride of the day that you can do?
About 4:30, 4:45, because we're trying to get everybody home and get our drivers in by 5:30.
Okay. And you have how many buses?
We have, on any given day, there's probably about 10 to 11 buses on the road. We have 16 in our fleet, but we have 12 full-time drivers and 1 part-time driver.
Good to know. Now, if somebody has like a disability, they can't go up the stairs or anything. This was something that really impressed me, because originally the lift wasn't available on all the buses. You had to say, I have a wheelchair or a walker, I can't get up the stairs, so that you would book the right piece of equipment to go out and pick them up.
Yes.
But tell me now, you're telling me that all of your vehicles now have the lift.
Yes, all of our vehicles have a wheelchair accessible lift, making all of our vehicles wheelchair accessible. We can have 2 wheelchairs per vehicle on any given time, but a lot of times we usually have 1 wheelchair versus some ambulatory. Also, it's really important that we still know that you have a wheelchair or a lift, that you'll need the lift when you're booking your appointment, just because we want to book enough time to make sure that we use the right equipment when we pick you up.
Right. At the Friendship Center, it was just a breeze. People would come out, they'd lower the thing, they'd get on, strap in, and boom, on their way.
Yes.
It was great.
We try to make it quick and efficient and safe.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so the rides are $3.
Yes.
Okay. Now, like you said, we talked earlier about having the right change. So how can people pay for those rides?
So we accept cash or smart tickets. Canton has its own set of tickets that they provide for their residents, but so if anybody ever sees that, they have a different, like, right, currently it's a purple ticket and a yellow ticket. So, but everybody else can use cash or can use the smart tickets, and those smart tickets are available from Nankin themselves. If you call and order them, we can either set up a pickup or a delivery of those tickets, and they are just $1 for dollar. So if you wanted 3 tickets, you'd pay $3 to us, and then you would give the bus driver your 3 tickets.
Well, we started a program at the Friendship Center years ago, and it's still, I talked to Beth, and it's still going on. But it was really great because when we would do donations and things for our Christmas and Thanksgiving party, the unions were super good about, can we donate Nankin Transit tickets? So the program we have through the Friendship Center is a program for people who are financially strapped. When you think about $6 a round trip, and if they 2 or 3 times a week times 4, that can get really expensive,
Yeah.
which is fine, better probably than operating your own automobile. But that is for people who are financially challenged. So if anyone out there fits that description, then you can call Beth Walkenbach at the Westland Friendship Center, and they can give you the eligibility guidelines for that. I think it's really important for people who don't want to be limited as far as that goes. So they're available at Nankin Transit. They're also available at the Friendship Center, but only for that particular program. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what people can have on the bus and what drivers do and don't do.
Yep, so we are a curb-to-curb service. So you have to get yourself to the bus, but once you get to the bus driver will take over. Let's say you have to use the lift to get on, then they'll put you on the lift, make sure you're safe, and then lift you into the bus. And then if you're in a wheelchair, they will strap you in. If you are just using your walker, you'll go sit in a regular seat, buckle up, and then they will either fold up your walker and secure it, or sometimes you can hold on to it if you think you can control it while you're riding the bus.
Well, I know, okay, so people who normally ride the bus, my dad is 98-year-old World War II veteran. He's legally blind. So, and he loves to get out. Okay, so that it's essential that we keep people engaged with the community. So when people don't drive, they also need groceries, which I'm going to talk to the mayor about, the delivery programs and everything that they have. But seniors will often like to go to the store to shop for items. What are your limits as far as them getting things that they need from Meijer, Kroger, or wherever they go?
Yep. So we allow people to bring buggies onto the bus. On our website, there's a specific size that there's on there that we allow. I can't think of that off the top of my head, but it's a good size.
Yeah.
And whatever you can fit in that buggy, as long as you can control it on the bus, there's no limit there. But now if you have individual bags, we say 4 bag maximum, and then no cases of water, especially if you don't have a buggy. Now, if you had a buggy and you can fit your case of water in there and still control it, more power to you. But it's about, especially because we want to be safe, and if you have to control your buggy, and because it can't be broken down when it's full.
When it's full, yeah.
So you have to be able to control it, because as the driver is driving you back to your home or driving somewhere else as you're continuing on your trip on the bus, if it were to get away from you, it could cause some harm to our driver or another passenger, even if you can't maintain control.
Sure. Anything in there as far as, canes or anything that you have, walkers that are folded up. Okay, so I guess now that I know that you have a lift on everything, if you have a buggy, you can push it over to the lift and they can, I was thinking, how are you going to get that down with the steps? But guess what? If they all have lifts now,
yes, everything
that's
has
really
a lift.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it really makes it more accessible for them to, for our seniors to stay in control and autonomous and do their things the way they want to do. And they can go to the grocery store and get their own groceries and come on home and have a safe and way to do that.
You said the IKEA bags are good too. They hold a
Yes,
lot.
if you have an IKEA bag, or if you need an IKEA bag, those are, or even like TJ Maxx has those type of bigger bags, that counts as one bag, and you can fit a lot of grocery bags in there.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, you do have to pack it full with some things that are lightweight, like paper
Yes.
towels or toilet paper.
Yes, because
if
you do have to get it back into your own house.
I was going to say, they don't take your groceries up to your door.
We do not. So once we get you off of the bus, you are then responsible to get back into your home. If you have a caregiver or aide that goes with you, they are always welcome to ride our bus along with you, but they would just have to pay the fare. But they would be able to assist you with those type of things. Or if somebody comes out and greets you once you get back home, they can assist you from there. But the driver won't do that because they have to keep to their schedule.
Well, and not only that, I mean, it takes time to carry
Yeah.
bags of groceries up to somebody's.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, well, you have a new app that's coming out.
We do.
Which is great. Okay, now I do want to make this clear. There are a lot of seniors who probably ride your bus don't do well with smartphones.
Yes.
Okay. My dad still has a flip phone, but mostly because he can't see to operate a smartphone anyway. He loves a computer, but we have a big TV set up for him so he can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, but one thing I wanted to talk about first before we talk about the app,
Okay.
is if somebody calls and gets a ride, there is a time frame. Okay, and we want people to know that it's like if 10 o'clock the bus may not just be there right at 10 o'clock. Let's talk about that window of time so that they know that.
So let's use your dad as an example, and he wants to go to the doctor's office, and his appointment's at 10 o'clock. So we're gonna put into our computer, I'm gonna put a little bit of a buffer, so maybe 9:50 is when I wanna get him there by, and so it's gonna build a half-hour window. So to get him there by that time, we're gonna pick him up at 9:15 to 9:45 to make sure that he gets where he needs to be on time, so he's there for his appointment and ready to go. So the bus can come anywhere in that window of 9:15 to 9:45. That's the window when the bus will show up. That's when you need to be ready for and be looking for the bus to be outside. Now, you should get messages or a phone call saying that the bus is on its way. Our robocalls aren't perfect, but we keep trying to make sure that they do come out, and they do, if you have a smartphone that does get text messages, and you can read those even on a flip phone. So those should still come through to you, and you would have a text message receipt of that as well. But so the half-hour window, and then it's the same thing on the way home. It's a half-hour window. So you request to get home at 12:30. Usually that request window is 12:30 to 1 o'clock. So it's going to look anywhere in that time to get the bus there to you and get you back home.
Yeah, I was thinking, as people, they're looking at their watch or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because you can't time every ride and dropping people off and picking them up and blah. I don't even know how you schedule that. That must be a nightmare sometimes.
We have a wonderful computer system that does a lot of the thinking for us. But when Jim actually came to Nankin about 11 years ago, they were manually scheduling. So we've moved towards technology in that way. But so now the computer does a lot of the scheduling for us, puts things together, and then again there's the human component as our dispatchers double check it and go, that didn't actually make any sense, we're going to fix that. But so it's a lot of it's complex, but it really gives the best schedule that we can and tries to keep our buses moving as quickly and efficiently and safely as possible.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, back to the app. Okay,
Yes.
So seniors are not always great with smartphones. There is a woman, her name is Julie Slaybaugh, who is at the center, not in the summertime, because she's an avid gardener, so she likes to be off for the summer.
Wonderful.
But she does give smartphone lessons. Now, with your new app, what is it able to do? Because this is a really wonderful thing,
Yes.
provided the seniors, and they're not always good with smartphones, but the ones who are, okay, let's talk about that app.
So nothing changes. You can always call our office and always book a ride if you don't like smartphones or anything like that. So nothing has changed. We're not only going towards the app platform, but we are adding this app that will allow for some more autonomy as you book and cancel your rides and insert new types of payment methods. With this app, we'll be able to take credit card or debit card payments if you so choose to do that. You don't have to at all. You can still pay with cash and use the app. That's all able to be done, but it allows for you to kind of see where the bus is as on its way to you, and it allows you to go, oh, well, I changed my doctor's appointment, so let me go in here and I'm going to change the date of this one. And it allows you to do all of those things that you would do when you call our office, but from the ease of your own smartphone.
Well, I think that's great. Now, I understand that you're going to be doing, show people how to use the app, maybe at the Friendship Center, so we will have more on that coming out.
Yes, we actually have been working with WLND to create a tutorial that will go on the cable channel, so you'll be able to watch that. And then we're also looking to go to the Friendship Center to kind of explain it. Hopefully we'll connect with Julie when she's back from her gardening, and then so she can be on site to learn the app too, so she can be able to help our seniors and things like that as they want to learn how to do that.
Yeah, I think familiarizing them with that one-on-one is a great way to go, because you know, it's a lot easier when you're personally doing something than watching it, although the tutorial I think will be excellent as well.
It will be.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you, Alexis, for being here today.
Thank you.
And I hope everybody got some great information about Nankin Transit. Like I said, it's an essential service in Westland and the surrounding community. So thank you again, Alexis, for being with us, and thank you for joining us as well. I'm Barbara Marcum. This is Friendship Focus.